It was certainly startup tourism at some point, and I think for myself it's not too bad because we did meet a lot of interesting people that we can actually catch up on. By now I would say that we do have a pretty good entry point into this whole world. We met a couple key players that were actually very supportive and that we can kind of contact at any point.
The thing that impressed me the most, I would say, was just the scale that people work here at. So everyone always really wants to tackle the world, just like the magnitude is a different one than in Germany.
People here in the Bay Area are very much legacy driven. So it's not about being wealthy to buy 100 cars. It's very much about changing the world. It's very much about doing something that feels significant so you feel like your life was worthy. Right? I think it's that kind of driver that people really drive. And I think that that's really what motivates most people. The great thing here is that everybody's really supportive. So you can get everybody's network. Everyone tries to help you with investor intros, customer intros, helps you with ideas. Everyone's super supportive. The problem is that when people think you're really fucking failing, they're not telling you. People here are not giving you frank feedback like, I think you suck, your ideas suck, you should stop this. Nobody says that to anybody here. Any goal I've accomplished, like you start the business and you're like, I want to raise $1 million or $10 million. And then you raise that money. The moment you raise the money, you're like, oh my God, I have to do this huge thing next, and you never arrive. It's like a carrot stick, you're never there, right? So it's a recipe for unhappiness in many cases.
Apart from meeting the people, I think what I enjoyed the most was also the group that we had. It was after every startup we used to discuss and try to evaluate what we had learned, and this was a great opportunity to evaluate the cultural differences and get to know more about the valley.
They have a very strong focus on involving the user in development, and they also try to own kind of the user experience. They go very thoroughful on that, and I think that's a huge advantage of people here when they design products.
We heard a lot of these one-liner phrases like stop talking, start doing, which we already know from Germany, and the more often you hear them, the more you realize that they basically are meaningless because they are way too general to help you on a personal level.
One thing I have heard iteratively from different startups and different VCs that we have met so far is that failure is not a big deal at all. You got to do what you got to do, and that's the most important thing.
If I could tell you who the next Google or Twitter or something is, then I wouldn't be standing here. No. I think you never know what the next big thing to take off will be, except that there will be a bunch. Microsoft said this, like famously, Bill Gates in the late 90s, that he doesn't know where the next Microsoft will be, but the only thing he knows for sure is that there will be some grad student somewhere working on something that will be as big as Microsoft.
I think we can all say that we had a few amazing, incredibly busy, but just as inspiring days in the Silicon Valley. Everyone seems to have a happy smile on their face, to be very motivated to go back and realize their own projects. And we can look forward to some really cool and interesting tour coverage from the Brainchild Media guys. We hope you enjoyed the video blogs. Stay tuned for an awesome video in the beginning of 2014.